time. Okay, I'm very late. Deal with it. So I'm a little bit behind, and I don't know if everything's prepped. But we'll start by... Hold on. Oh, there we go. YouTube was having some difficulties. Okay, I gotta fix the thumbnail, and we can get started. So, I believe we left off with in Undead Burg, deciding that maybe we should go through Darkroot Garden instead. So let's look into that, I guess. And okay, that's done. And we can get into it. Okay. Now, there's probably not much point in me staying here. I can probably just dark sign. Excuse me. Okay. So we're gonna go down to New Londo Ruins through Valley of Drakes into Darkroot. And then up through the Watchtower, face off against Taurus. I'd like to get the bonfire because it'd be a long run back otherwise. Now, we're not going to do any of the strats to get there because it's just going to take longer. We have strats to get past. We could potentially look into killing the Drake, but it honestly feels unnecessary because it's new strats to figure out. And we can already get past without killing the Drake. I'm pretty sure I can't whistle on stream because of all the different noise filters I have. For whatever reason, my filter thinks that high-pitched whistling is noise, but low-pitched whistling is fine. So that's fun. Not that anyone cares to hear me whistle, but I do what I want, so... It just so happens that I don't whistle when I know that it's going to get cut out and ruined. So there's a fun fact for you. Alright, if we die here, I'm going to be pissed, so... Be prepared. Oh my god, dude. I do that blindfolded. God, that guy is a mother. Now, I do believe... Yeah. It's also possible that I could go for the red Tearstone ring at this point. But I don't think it makes any sense, or like it doesn't really matter whether I do it earlier or now, because my health doesn't change between now and then. Okay, first things first, we're just gonna case the joint. I'm not too concerned about the door. I know doors are annoying because the first time you open them, you have to open them, and then after that they're already open, which leads to routing problems, but... Okay, now... Getting up here... shouldn't be too bad. I mean, maybe the angle will be tough. Also... I'm curious. Yeah. Just want to make sure that it's safe on this side. Now, I'm pretty sure he doesn't activate until we go in there. That's going to be tight. Might as well check... Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, I'd already looked into this. Actually, I mean, I know this is also not happening. Okay, just want to check damage. Now, how far does he... He literally doesn't come out. Okay. Something like here. This seems a lot easier. Oh, interesting. Okay. So... a lot of stairs. Also, I'm curious. This door, is it going to push me backwards, or is this area now considered solid ground? Yeah. That's weird, dude. And I'd like to know... I assume it's going to give me a random position, kind of based on where I was. Yeah, it's just going to kind of push me back and face the same angle. Okay, well, the doors are open. I'll be right back. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. So I think it's time to start figuring this out. Okay. here's the known location that we already know about. We don't necessarily have to use this location. Because we could just walk straight and it'd probably be fine. But let's see what happens when we... Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just go back to the bonfire and just not worry about that. Oh, jeez. Scares the shit out of me. Okay. An idiot. I keep doing that. I need a dark sign. See, I told you I keep doing it. All right, we're here. So it worked again. problem. Shit. Okay, well, that's good to know. Oh my god. Maybe we won't do it quite like that, if that's gonna happen. Oops. Hmm. So it would seem there's some inconsistency to this strat all of a sudden. Not ideal. Yep, that's exactly where it comes from. It's just ghoul with a V instead of a G. It's fool. Also, hey. Okay, since I'm already not enjoying getting here, why don't I just try and figure out a setup for once I get here as well? Well, that's not a good strategy. Oh my god. This is what I want to do. So do something else, I guess, is the takeaway from that. Okay. I must admit, you orcs are more tenacious than I remembered. I thought you savages would have turned on each other by now. Nice. I don't know if we've had that one yet. Maybe. Okay, so that's 2 rolls over, I think. A little scary there. Fine. Probably heal up first. This is the strat. This is the strat. Come on. Also, shit. I forgot that I don't have a backup save. Shit. All right. One moment while I go to my most recent backup save, which is unfortunately very far away because I'm an idiot. Although, I did realize that I'm actually a bit of an idiot anyways, on top of being an idiot. So I can actually just get there from here, and that should be fine. Hopefully this works, because this is actually kind of a hard jump. Nice. Okay. We go this way. Go right. Oh, come on, really? Okay, we're dead here. We're 100% dead. Don't you dare block that. Whoa! That's the first time I've ever done that on that side. I swear you had to go the other way. Okay. Nah. This guy's actually chased me? I don't know. Bit of a silly roundabout way of getting here, but it's faster than going around, so. What? Oh no, I remember the previous comment. I got it. Okay, we're good. All right. We should dark sign and then quit out and then make a save so that we can kill Taurus with impunity. Let's actually make a separate save for this. That should do. Actually, I should name it something a little more specific, which is kind of funny. Given if you could see how specific the name already is, it's a little ridiculous of a statement, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay. Hopefully, I did everything right there. All right. Yeah, I screwed that up. Okay, so this gets us here again. So I'm not sure what was going wrong the one time. Probably should have watched it, but I didn't feel like it. All right. Yeah, okay. So it's not very accurate. We're gonna need to find something. Oh, geez. Hey, bud. What's going on? I didn't know that you'd come by. How far do you chase? Would you mind telling me? I'm assuming that's as far as it goes. You gonna chase me again? Wow. Okay. Alright, this guy's just gonna be being a dick. We're just gonna get rid of him. Actually, that's not really gonna help because we have to go back here and check things out. So, we've got a vast area of open space up a hill with a cliff and a sharp drop to my death. And somehow, I've got to navigate that consistently. From here-ish. Well, that angle is almost perfect, except it's going to get me killed. Yeah. Not sure about the angle here, actually. Kind of a problem. This one is actually safe, so yeah, okay, I gotta go back and get in the right angle. So roughly here. Let's try and do a temporary backup. Because that takes too long. Okay. So we roll. That's way worse. Yeah, that's not going in the right direction. That's not bad. Okay. So we established that guy's a dick. Does this guy see me? Does he hear me? Hey, you made it. We were beginning to think you weren't coming. Okay. I walk around on the spot, he doesn't care. I walk around over here, he doesn't care. Over here, could give less of a shit. Is it site-based? Seems site-based. Let's see. Yeah, that's called site-based right there. And if we go up here, he could not give a shit. All right. It almost seems like he's got some sort of 180-degree cone where you can see, and if I'm in it, well, he sees me. Let's... Sweet. Have Slumbering Dragon? Okay, so they do have ears, but not very good ones. So, if we just get to whatever spot this was over here, like somewhere like this or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I can roll around all day. He does not care. So we can potentially just quit out after we get to the spot. And we'll be fine. As long as we can get to the spot, I guess. Shit. Well, like last time I did the exact same thing. I hit the rock, but I bounced off and moved it around it the other way. So it's just not consistent. Yeah, I don't love this because the aforementioned rock problems, but I just want to see what we can do with this. It's okay, but we're also prone to going off the edge. I was like, does my game look oranger for a second? I don't know if it shows up for you. Probably not. I actually don't know, but I just checked and it's 9 o'clock, which means my blue light filter settings have kicked in. I don't know if I actually need them or if they do anything, but... well, then you really have no way of knowing. Turn it up and look blue still. Okay. So, what do we do? We can just try the old strats and see how consistent they seem. I'm just not keen on it. Let's try 24 steps into a stop. Okay. I don't really want to roll anywhere right now because I'm kind of close to the edge. It'd be nice to be a little bit closer. But if I walk any further, it's kind of a hard slope, and so there's probably chances that it's not going to be consistent. Let's see what happens when we roll. Yeah, it's kind of garbage, huh? Oh, he's coming. He coming. Let's try a few more steps, I guess. Okay. What would I even do here? Problem I'm having is before I was kind of just walking and then like changing my angle halfway through, but it was inconsistent. It was causing problems. So I need a more consistent way to change my angle. But there aren't any good ways of doing it. Also, god damn it, smudged my glasses. Just making it worse. No, it's light better. Okay. Are you wondering where I'm trying to... Oh, yeah, which direction am I trying to go? Yeah, I'm trying to go right up the hill into the tower and then up around the big tower. I could try a diagonal roll. They just don't always work. This is an area where I'm having some trouble with, because they always push me back, because apparently the ground in front of me is considered unstable ground, or they just didn't want you to try and glitch your way through the door. Which means I've been having inconsistencies. Wow, that's terrible. Okay. Let's go back anyways, fix that earlier stuff up. Looks okay. He's coming after me, though. Okay. Cool. So that does work. It's still scary and dangerous. It's inconsistent. So that went much better than the first time. And the first time I could see. It was basically the same thing, except I was pretending I couldn't see and trying to figure out what to do. I just got hit a bunch, and somehow, without being able to see, I just kind of clutched it and killed him. That's not ideal. That's okay. We still have to cement some of these things into writing. Okay, so I don't know if it was 18 or 20 steps after the 26 and the roll. And then 3 to the up left, straight for like 16 or so. 3 to the left, then 3 straight into 38-ish running, into 6 to 8-ish walking, into 16 or so running, into a parry stop, into a quit out, into a roll forward, into a turn to the left, into a back step, into I don't remember. Okay. Shit. Okay, so I don't know if I was there or not. Might as well check where I am. Okay, this is about what I think I should be. So we did this, then we did this, then we did this. 2 steps maybe? Yeah. And then 2 resets into a shot. 2 rolls into 27. Damn it. Okay. Let's go again. Shit. Okay. Okay, I am going to check where I am because it's important for reasons. Nearly dead. That's good. Now I'm just going to see what happens when I walk straight forward. Okay, so that's gonna be tricky. Hmm. Uh, Not ideal. So let's just try see as far as we can. Yeah, okay, we're good. So I should do that sighted so I can see actually what the hell's going on. I might have just misremembered the steps. But we'll do the first part not, or we'll do the first part not sighted. Just so it's accurate. Because a lot of where my position is that's right? Yeah, okay. Okay, good. We did get it that time? Damn it. Okay, so I definitely did things differently. I stopped earlier than I did last time because I just wanted more distance. Maybe that was the wrong call, because that means he has to chase me longer, which means he takes longer to get into his charge up animation. But it also means once he's done, he's going to be closer to me, and then I have less time to react. Now, I'm assuming the same thing is going to happen as did last time, where I get stuck, or I get pushed off of the bricks and go towards the stairs, but we'll see. Okay. I'm gonna close that. Um, so we should start writing some of this down. Currently, this is being redacted. And instead, we're going to be doing firelink to Valley of Drakes to Dark Root Basin. And this just needs to actually be written down. I have it somewhere. And then, okay. We need Dark Root to somewhere, which we already have the start of, and we need to just peel off the end of it. Valley of Drakes to Blighttown Ladder, no. Before all this, alternate demon. Oh, Prowling Demon. Okay, so before this, Dark Root Basin to Detour. We want all this, I think. All the way up to here. Now I'm realizing that I've forgotten the doors. So we're going to figure that out at some point. Even sort of a reminder, we need to figure that out. Also, sorry, we don't do the out of stamina anymore. We do this, and then we walk forward for 29 steps. Then it's roll to the right. reset, roll to the left. Don't reset, walk forward. 26. Parry, stop on 26. Then roll forward and to the right. Then walk forward. For 18 into forward and to the left. Oops, that goes here. 3 into forward for 18, I think. Or actually, so no, it was 11 plus 10. That's right. So 11 is when we make it to the bottom of the stairs, hopefully. There's not much of a difference in sound, but it's maybe noticeable. So we can maybe know if we're in the right spot at that point. And then it's this direction for 3, and then forward. 3 into run, forward, and to the right. 38, that's a full cycle. And then we go for 8, and then, sorry, this is walking because we run out of stamina. For 19 into parry, stop, without, roll forward, tap left. Now backstep times 2. This part will have to change. Well, actually, it'll have to change anyways for the doors, so it's whatever. Then Z twice, lock on twice, soul arrow, roll forward twice, walk forward to the left for 27, followed by just forward. We're pressing E. If no fog wall, then we just go forward and left. One followed by forward to E. I guess we'll walk here just to make no mistakes. Otherwise, we go through, we do nothing, we roll forward, then we walk to this direction, while spamming E. That gets us onto the ladder. Then we reset the camera, walk, we'll say ladder up for 14, lock on. We continue laddering to top, roll left twice, and this is a consecutive roll, followed by soul arrow times 2. Kill both hollows, so we know that if we don't kill them both, we just keep going, and then it's a roll. Or it's a consecutive roll. Forward. For 2, and then a roll to the right. into a we'll just put fall here, just in case it doesn't happen. We know it's supposed to happen. Then we reset, walk forward 20 to 23 slash Taurus falls. Then lock on soul arrow times 3, roll backwards. Backwards are so rare. Here we go. Arrow. I can't. You won't believe all the amazing stuff you missed. We've been typing for quite some time. Backwards. Let's roll twice. Arrow. Kill. He dead. Perfect. And then walk forward. Or I honestly have no idea. And then back step times 3. Not sure if it's 3 times. And then roll to right twice, possibly. And then walk forward again for unknown amount of steps, followed by back step twice to zoom in with the bow, walk to the left for 3 steps, and then unzoom, walk forward for unknown, and we'll stop there for now. Okay. So I think we should do this. So let's clear that this is the purple part and this is new. So maybe this also helps. Okay. Did I reset my save? Probably not. I did. Oh, that's a first. Okay, let's give us another shot because we really need to test after Taurus. Damn it. So I definitely got lost in all the noise. I knew he was way too close, and I was trying to quit out as fast as possible. Whatever. Hopefully we're in the same spot. Okay, good. It's important to check. Yeah, that was better. I stayed on top of it. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I will look again because I need to start counting steps here. So 25, I could probably do something like 30 just to be safe. And 3 back steps. 1 roll should be enough. 10 should be good. 2. 3. 28. 6. Okay. So we're gonna go with 30 into backstep times 3. Roll once to walk forward 10. That might need to change. No, it should be fine because I was already in one of the furthest back spots I could be, and I only have to walk forward 10. Backs up twice. Z, walk 3. Z, walk 28. Z, roll. That way. Unzoom. Turn around. Walk forward 6. Zoom. Walk left 2. Unzoom. Walk forward into door. Now, we're probably messed up now because we quit out. Because we quit out on a door. And from our previous experience with the other door, the game didn't like us spawning next back to the door, but yeah. It pushes us back because it doesn't want us to clip through the door somehow. But that's okay. I'm curious, could I? Yeah, I could. Although that was very good menuing by me. So, damn it. Damn you. All right, one more time, I guess. Why not? Damn it. Okay, very curious on the exact specifics of what happened. I'm guessing I just hit the rock at a slightly different angle and ran off the edge, but we will double check. Whenever you... Oh, it is playing. Oh, what the hell? This is all wrong. Think? Sorry, we'll go back here. Turn the volume on. Huh. That's literally never happened before. So we'll just call that a rare problem and move on with our lives. Oh, shit. I screwed that up. So I hope I'm in the same spot. I'm not going to check this time. Sounds right. Okay, we got to check that. Okay, so we're going around. We'll turn the volume on because I need to hear the steps. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I hope I'm in the same spot. I'm not going to check this time. Okay, I don't want to listen to myself. This looks fine. Looks weird. Wow. That's demoralizing, I guess. Strat works so many times and then doesn't. Unless I hold up. Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah, it was I rolled left, or I rolled right instead of diagonal, which is just hard to do. Or it's hard to roll diagonal, anyways. It's that instead of, or sorry, I did that, and I needed to do that. Yeah, that can happen. See, there, I fucked up. Interesting. There's a reason I didn't want to put a diagonal roll in, but So I think I heard the stone partway through and the stone at the end, so I should be in the right spot. Yep. Yeah, something was wrong because there was no steps. It's unfortunate. I hate this so much right now. It's just, it was working perfectly every time, and then it's like, there's problems. I hate Darkroot so much. It's the worst. Just trying to navigate around anywhere. It's just like everything's inconsistent. I guess I'll just try again for now and just learn more about why this is going wrong. We heard both rocks again, so we should be good. Maybe our angle's off, maybe something else like that. Who knows? I feel like I'm gonna die. Yeah. Something was wrong. A little weirded out why that happened. Yes, I remember falling off the edge there. Can you skip forward, please? Thank you. Ooh. What the hell? We're here. Uh-huh. This seems fine. God damn it, Darkroot. Damn it all to hell. The roll goes great. Just a hair too long. Damn it. It's tricky because I know the inconsistency's there, so I'm trying to hear for the steps, and then I'm trying to count 10 extra steps once I hit the steps. But once you're in the middle of counting and you're just like waiting for the steps to come, and then you have to immediately start counting and change your count, it's hard. Also, the inconsistency, I'm actually amazed that it even like worked, considering how big of a difference there was between those two. I think so. Okay, I think the reason why the inconsistency is happening is because when I'm walking into the rock and then I'm letting go, it's just kind of shooting me into a random spot each time. So it's not actually a good place to get stuck in. It's kind of like if I do this. So here you can see I'm a little bit away from the rocks. Here I'm like right next to them. It's just imprecise stuff. The game didn't need to be that precise, you know? The game worked how it did. Oh, so that was not a great showing of how that works. I'll just run over there quick and... This should get us there. So it's like we're here, and then we walk forward, and we drop, and we're a little bit different. We walk forward, and we drop, and we're different. Just little tiny differences. Are you able to turn on hitboxes? Oh, do you mean like have it so hitboxes are visible? I probably could figure out a way to do it, but it'd be a pain in the ass, and I don't know how much it would help. Like, ultimately, there's a slidiness here. I knew the slidiness was here. I just didn't think it would matter that much. So I might just need a better spot to get stuck. Or I can just deal, you know? It's only mildly broken. Why fix it, right? Yeah, I can already tell this is slightly different than the last time. Yeah, the problem is I'm getting stuck in a very slopey spot. Again, you don't want those. Yeah, anytime you see this up and down, up and down, up and down, it's not usually a good sign. On the contrary, you probably didn't even notice this when I was doing it because it's so precise and so easy. See this right here? This is like perfect. This is exactly what you want from getting stuck. And the reason you don't notice it is because the second I hit this spot, I immediately just do this. Because I know I already got stuck there precisely. And here, this is another perfect one. Actually, this one's not perfect. But like... It's just, presumably it's like two pieces of geometry coming together in a very nice way that just plays really nice with the hitbox of my character. Whoops. And there's just like a few of those in a row. So yeah, I guess the one of them isn't perfect and you can get out of it, but I don't stay in it long enough for it to matter. And so it's like I go into the wall for 10 steps, and that wall is terrible, but it doesn't really matter because I'm immediately moving out of it. And then I walk forward for 16, and on that 16th, I have to be very precise to turn then, to like turn on a dime and get up the slope, otherwise I miss. And then from there I take 7 steps and I get into that little stuck, and then I go 14 steps and I get into that stuck, and I go 12 steps and I get into that stuck, and it's all just like very precise, and just for some reason it works really well. Also, it took me like no time at all to find those too, which was crazy. But then everywhere else in Darkroot is just a bunch of garbage that never works the same twice. Also, I screwed that up there. But it doesn't really matter because our strats aren't working later on anyways, so who cares? Yeah, Darkroot is just so garbage for this. There's just so many things, so many places to like slightly nudge you slightly differently based on millimeter precision and all sorts of slopes, which just randomly decide to be different based on who knows how the physics calculations in this game are done. Nope, probably not. Take it off for a second. I just want these guys gone. All right. Damn it. We'll deal with you two. I'm trying to remember. I believe Demon Souls had like a mana bar. And then they replaced it with these casts in Dark Souls. And they kept the casts in Dark Souls 2. And then they moved back to a mana bar in Dark Souls 3. I'm not sure why they made the switch to the casts. It works fine. Maybe they just wanted to try something new. Maybe there was problems with it in Demon Souls that they wanted to fix. Hard to say. I didn't play enough Demon Souls to really understand any of like the big dynamics behind the game and like what people think of it. I never really learned a lot of that stuff. I think maybe the reason they did it was because they realized that people weren't using all of their spells. Because, like, when you've got Soul Spear, and you can just cast that over and over and over again, and then you have some sort of way of refilling your mana bar, why would you cast anything else? The only reason would be to conserve mana. And as it turns out, we mostly just use Soul Spear anyways. But I guess one thing it does do is it incentivizes using utility spells more. Because if you've got like Fall Control, which is a fun spell, or Hidden Body, which is another fun spell, if they share the same mana pool as your damage, you're gonna be much less inclined to use them, and then it's basically you running around with Soul Spear shooting everything, which might be a little counterintuitive to the kind of exploration that they want to kind of instill in people in these games. But at the same time, like, I played Dark Souls 3 with the mana bar, and I cast Fall Control all the time. But maybe the big difference is I don't remember what you used in Demon Souls to regenerate your mana. It was probably just some consumable item, like all of your healing in that game, which was also like something that you had to replenish if you ran out, and so it was a huge pain. And so they maybe made the cast system to solve that problem, and then they realized they didn't love the cast system, and so they fixed the mana bar problem in Dark Souls 3 with the Ashen Estus, and then they're like, well, that's that then, we don't need casts anymore, I guess. Makes sense. I can't say I ever really used mana in Dark Souls 3. Like, I'd get like things like Fall Control, and I'd like cast them one time, or you know, like it's like, oh, I gotta do this fall, so I need Fall Control, and I'll like cast it for that and that alone, and like maybe Hidden Body and stuff, and like I'd only get the utility spells because I don't know. I think raising your hand and shooting a little blue missile at stuff is kind of lame. Right, buffing weapons and stuff. Yeah. But like, honestly, magic in games to me has always been a little boring. It's like most of the time it's like tiny little missile that shoots out or something like that. And it's hard to kind of capture, like if you can imagine, I want to harken back to like the idea of like a wizard's duel. And the best example I can think of is in Disney's The Sword in the Stone, if you ever saw that, where you've got Merlin versus some old witch lady, and they're like turning into different animals and fighting each other, and it's just like so cool and crazy. Or you could also think to Harry Potter and which one would that have been? The Half-Blood Prince, with the duel between Dumbledore and Voldemort, where it's like Dumbledore puts him in like the big ball of water and starts spinning him around, and then he breaks out of that, and then he like breaks all the glass, and he sends all the glasses shards at Dumbledore, and then he like burns it all, and it hits him as dust. And it's like that kind of cool, like grandiose, like elements versus elements, or creatures versus creatures, and like using your brain to like summon the different forces that you can do with your brain to like fight someone else who's also doing the same thing is like really cool. But it's something that can't really be captured in a game. You know, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna pick up that rock over there and throw. I mean, you could make a game like that. It'd just be hard to do. And a lot of games, they don't really capture even close to that. And so in this game, it's just, and that's it. And that was my whole rant to say that I don't really like sorcery in Dark Souls. It's kind of lame. Now, should we get back to writing this shit? Alrighty. I love the zippiness. It makes me happy. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It seems probably hard to get stuck here because it's kind of so precise, but that's a nice stuck. We could, no, we could try the thing we were doing before where we were like getting stuck here and then quitting out to avoid the golem. But I think that's probably based on the same imprecise thing that we were doing earlier, so it's like not a great idea. Also, when we're doing this whole thing, we go like 18 this way, and then we go 3 this way, and then it's like 11 steps this way. And literally the one time we went like this, and for some reason we missed because things are imprecise. What if instead we just went like 3 this way, and then we started going straight, and then we started going left again? Because that's a nice stuck right there, I gotta tell you. That's beautiful. It's the kind of thing that I write poems about. Well, it's not perfect. Oh. Hey there, guy. I want to do that again. That was fun. Ah, he's onto me. Wow, this is very round right here. Yeah. You don't got the guts. Shit. Fuck. It looks like he does indeed. All right. What do we do? What do we do? I know what we can do. I didn't want to do this, but I think this might be the way to go. All right, stick with me here. We get here because this I know is a good solid location. Unfortunately, because of the way we're facing, we can't quit out here and make a save to get back here easily. Because every time we quit out and start back in, it makes my character face the direction that they're facing, or makes my camera face the direction my character is facing. And currently my camera is not facing that direction, so it'll mess things up. All right. Now we just gotta guess what's the best thing to do here. Let's... fuck it. Let's reset the camera and roll. Okay. Fuck. Shit. Okay, we're back here. This, as far as I know, this is very consistent because even though I know there's some inconsistencies to get here, I always end up in the same place. But where to put you? Yeah, we really can't go along that wall. Duly noted. Backstep. Can we just do that? Will that work every time? Probably not. Screw it. Let's go for it. Shit. Now I should have been watching, but I wanted to be cool. We'll just quickly see exactly what happened. About. Okay, the rock pushes us a tiny bit. And I guess yeah, that looks like the wrong roll, right? Yeah, that's just the wrong roll. Okay. I have a solution to that, though. We can easily fix that. One thing we have to do is remember the rolls we did in order to set that up. I think it was backstep, reset, roll to the right, reset, roll forward 3 times, roll to the right, reset, roll to the left, don't reset. I think that was it. Yep, looks about right. We hear the sound before we reset our camera, which is good. Make sure this looks about lined up. It's slightly different than last time, but we don't care right now. Okay, so the new setup is going to be with the bow. So we should get that out right now. Oh, shoot. No, we can't do, because we need to stop with the parry. Damn it. Okay, don't know why it wouldn't have worked. Gotta check it out. Catch up, please. Thank you. All right, we'll watch from the beginning. So Hurry up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Looks good. Turn goes great. We reset, of course. Roll forward, fine. Should be about the same as a diagonal roll. Maybe not, though. I gotta go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, wow, okay. I guess it's just different, I think, is the main thing there. Which makes sense. Rolls vary different. Rolls can vary wildly in distance and angle depending on how they're created. And so rolling diagonally while looking straight is very different from turning diagonally and rolling forward. What we can try and do is just not even roll, honestly, because there's no point. I don't know why I did. And I'm going to do all this sighted just to make sure everything's working okay. I am running more than I need to because that's what the strat requires. So we backstep, reset, roll, reset, run, excuse me, 2, 3. Maybe that looks fine. That sounds wrong. Maybe it's fine. It's hard to tell. It looks bad. So the rolls are a problem here. That's not good. There's a great stuck. Goddamn. I guess we'll have to avoid some of those rolls because they're just not working out here. I haven't. I just kind of wanted to avoid that rock altogether. I could try it. Um, yeah, we might as well try it. Okay, 8 rolls gets us here. Go for it. That's definitely not ideal. Also, that guy didn't see us, which is interesting. Wait. I don't know. You walk at a slower pace than jogging. How do the sounds of your footsteps change if you walk into a barrier? Not at all. You have absolutely no way of discerning the difference between walking forward and walking into a wall. They are the same. So if you're wondering how I do some of this, I've just counted the steps. But if you'd like to play along, you can close your eyes and try and tell me when I hit a wall. Well, we got there in the end anyways. Nope, it is exactly the same. Ask me how I know. Yeah, you can hit stuff like my shield makes a noise when it hits the wall. You can do stuff like that. That little ting wouldn't be there if there wasn't something there, and they'll make different noises based on what you're hitting. Rock usually makes a ting. Stone, which is rock, but like brick and stuff, usually makes a ting. Wood will often make a sort of a wooden hollow sound. I don't actually use this a lot in the run because it just hasn't been necessary. But there are times when I've tried it. the reason you parry for this is because parrying doesn't change your position at all. Whereas if I even were to smack with my catalyst, it would move me ever so slightly forward, which would be a bad idea. And so you could also use like halberds and spears and things like that, but they're going to change your position, which is not ideal when you're trying to check if you're in the right position, if that makes sense. This is where I went from before. Now, the reason I didn't like that spot last time is I was walking to the rock for quite some time and just kind of not going anywhere and then like slowly sliding off of it. And whenever that happens, that's usually a bad thing for doing blindfolded stuff. He's gonna kill me. And the reason it's bad for blindfolded is when you're counting your steps, you want to count precisely. And almost every time when you're like running into something and like slowly sliding around, it's usually not a consistent number of steps, particularly if you're coming at it with like an unknown angle. It's going to be like, you know, someone who's like slightly more angled to the left will take like 20 steps to like start moving forward, and someone who's angled slightly to the right will take like 5 steps to get off of it. And it's just like really, really annoying to try and route that kind of stuff, because you're like counting, you're counting, you're counting, you're counting, and then like, oh shit, I'm somewhere else. Euclid. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I can try that, or I can roll forward one more time, or I can roll forward 2 more times. The choices. Let's go 2 more. I don't like slopes, but damn you. So I think the reason why it wasn't working earlier, that one time, and maybe a subsequent time, is if I go too far to the left into that cliff face, or like that big rock face out that side, then the sliding along that cliff face is going to push me ever so more to the right, and then I'm going to miss clipping onto the little banister and going up the stairs, and I'm going to go off to the right and to my death. And the problem is the way I get there is just by counting steps in a direction that's like my turning, and that's not precise at all. And so sometimes I'm going to move further into it, and other times I'm going to move less further into it, and it's just not good. But I could try something slightly better. Usually rolling in terms of turning is better than taking steps, although we've had recent examples of why that's not better. But turning on a dime and walking straight is the best. So like me doing that, which isn't exactly turning on a dime. The thing I'm worried about the most is if I do that, if I turn, if like I stop and turn and then just go straight from there. What am I really worried about? I don't know. Let's try it. Shit. I swear to God, this was solved and it just stopped working. What the fuck? Oh, God. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to go on the edge. But I can't guarantee that the reason the edge isn't working is because of the edge itself or what happens before the edge, which means to get to the edge sooner and therefore roll further up the edge. But, you know, that's just some of the kind of shit that we have to deal with around here. Ugh. Can't wait to do Hydra, by the way. This same area with golems and a Hydra. That's gonna be good. Okay. Let's get back there, I guess. Okay. Don't hate the backstepping. It almost lines me up perfectly. If I backstep any more, I'm probably just going to go straight off the edge. We can see what happens. It looks like death to me. If that's not death, I don't know what the hell is, right? But if we don't change our camera... Yeah, that's not going to be ideal. All right. After I disrespect you, I will now start over. Also, I got to run to the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back. No, I did not. And for the record, when it comes to being blindfolded, what am I going to do when it comes to using the restroom? Probably just going to quit out of the game, take off my blindfold, and go to the bathroom. Is probably what's going to happen. Okay. Because I'm not going to lie, you don't want to do all that blindfolded, and, you know, go back to your run, do all your stuff, finish the stream, come back, go into the bathroom, and find out that things didn't go as you thought they did in there, if you know what I mean. Okay, what the hell are we gonna do? The bathroom incident. Okay, this is just like actually a terrible problem. It's like, I'm gonna visualize this for myself. So we've got a big cliff face with some stairs. And so, like, normally when you have a big cliff face, or at least the other time we've had to deal with a big cliff face is in Valley of the Drakes. And in that case, the cliff is on this side, and right next to it is just like a big wall. And so you can literally just walk into the wall and not care. Except I don't even do that. In Darkroot, what I actually do is just like count the perfect number of steps, do this, and it just works. That's not entirely true, but for the most part, that's what I do. But now here, we're going up a hill, and all of this over here is just random garbage terrain. We got rocks, we got trees, we got more rocks, we got more trees. These are accurate trees, by the way. And then we got big golem guys with giant golem fists. But the main thing is, like, there's like infinite space over here with which to play with and get lost in. And we've got like a rock here and a tree. There's a tree here. We've got like a rock here, and we got like some trees here and a rock here. And we've got like a big cliff face here. And this cliff face is nice. We can walk into this. But the problem is sometimes we shoot off the edge and miss. And we want is to hit here and then go up and in. Behind us, we've got some garbage cliff face here. And some rocks and stuff, and none of that really matters. This rock is sort of it just parts us in one way or the other randomly, essentially. And so it's like death this way and good times this way. But you can't know which one happened, so this rock sucks. We've never been able to get here, but it might be useful. And it's also like super precise. Like, you're trying to hit like a point this tiny all the way over here. And so, like, if you're off by a single degree, that's going to be like way out there or way out there. It's not ideal. And who's to say this is even a good spot to be at? We can get stuck on these sometimes, but there's not a great way to deal with the problem afterwards. But the real problem that we're having is ideally all we'd want to do is start at a point like here, line up here, and just make a straight shot for it. It'd be great. It'd be super easy. But the problem is this little bastard here. as there's all these rocks along here and slopes and crazy stuff. It's super unpredictable. Mm-mm. And also, as mentioned, if we hit this, bounce off here, bounce here, it's not currently consistent even. So we're really aiming for a goal this size, which is tiny when you're all the way down here. And I've looked, and there's not a lot of good stuff to get stuck on over here. Plus, there's again the aforementioned golems who will kill me if I try and spend too much time over there. We've got like a slope here, which is super inconsistent. And so we stop before the slope. The angles that we can get all shoot us off the cliff or shoot us up here and then randomly into nowhere we know, or on the cliff, which is kind of random, a random point somewhere in here, kind of unknown. And then we're either getting shot off into the rock or off into the ether or into some other rocks. And if we, if we stop here, so we need to stop here and somehow just get the angle perfectly. Also, stopping here precisely isn't the easiest thing ever either. And then getting the angle is almost impossible because we've got this many directions which we can travel in. And so oftentimes if you want to make like a slight change to your degree that's not like 45 degrees or 90 degrees, you usually have to do things like roll to the left or roll to the right and just hope that your camera changes in a good direction or something like that. Or like walk into a rock face that slowly changes your camera. So saying all that out loud, does any of that give me any ideas as to what the hell I want to do? We need to get sort of past this imaginary line. Maybe it's not there. Maybe it's more from here. Actually, we can even go all the way out to here. We want to get past this line, I think. Because then the cliff's no longer in our way, the rocks are no longer in our way, and we can just get a straight shot to the stairs. And then we just have to find a way to set that up. So the way I'm thinking is we've got our, like, we're facing forward. We can turn 45 degrees very precisely. So we just need to find the right angle to travel through this line such that a 45-degree angle will get us to the finish. I think. That's the plan. All right. So that gets us here. So we currently have an okay angle, I think. that we can turn 90 for, and it's okay. If we do the thing where we backstep twice and then walk forward. Actually, did that kill us or did that? I thought that was safe. And it just kind of walks us into the wall, and then eventually we kind of slide off of it and forward towards the golems in not a great angle, but that's fine. I think the problem is we want to be more turned to the left, or counterclockwise. Or turn to the left, I guess, makes sense. So that when we turn 45 degrees, it hits better. And so the problem then is because we're walking into the wall and it's turning us, it's changing our angle towards the right, which we don't want. So we want to miss the wall. Think. How do we do that? If we backstep once and then turn 90 degrees, we hit the wall. If we backstep twice and turn 90 degrees, we just barely clip the wall. And if we go any further than 2 backsteps, we almost certainly walk off the edge. Which means we kind of need to make more than one turn, I think. Okay, let's backstep. 1, 2. That's not bad. I don't love our angle, to be honest. But that's okay. Ideally, I want to go forward some and then turn to the left, and then turn to the right. But what will be the point of doing that if all of our turns are in 45-degree increments? We're not really accomplishing anything by doing that. What if we just guess the number of steps and then we turn and... Okay, let's try that. Okay, so it's on the right track, maybe. The problem, again, is we're walking in a direction, and then we're turning by doing this, which can get you some nice angles, but is not precise. And so it's going to be hard to get the same angle every time by doing that. So what if I stop and turn and do it like that, maybe? Like this. And then 1, 2. All right, see you later. You can see how consistent something like that might be. I'm just realizing that there's a slide there. But it's looking okay anyways. Yeah. Okay, what if we walk a little bit further, then we avoid the rock altogether, I think. I mean, getting in that little stuck might be a good idea too. It's just getting in there consistently. It doesn't seem reasonable right now. Yeah, okay. So the problem there, as kind of explained earlier, is the earlier we hit that sort of rock slope on the left side, the more it's going to change our angle and the more we're not going to hit the banister at the right angle, and we're going to fling off of it into the void. And so the problem we're having is if we're trying to line up that slope nice, but in order to be able to walk into the slope, we need to be quite up close to the edge that would shoot us off the edge. And so we have to stop and turn, because the edge, if we could just keep going, we could go further and further and further and then turn and we'd hit the slope less. But if we do that, we'll just run off the edge because there's no space for that. So the alternative is to just count the steps and turn onto the stairs, I guess. And maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Oh, jeez. Hey, bud. Okay, try and recap. We do the thing, get to the spot, backstep once, roll forward twice, making sure to keep ample time in between for character reset and everything to work properly. Swap the bow, two-hand the bow, turn 45 degrees, reset the camera, walk forward 32 steps, stop, turn 45 degrees, reset camera, walk forward 18 steps, stop, turn 45 degrees the other way, reset camera, walk forward 24 was it? And then turn, walk forward, or turn on a dime, walking 6 in that direction, and then walk forward 5, and then 3 to the left, 3 straight. We'll do that all sighted and see if it all pans out. Okay, maybe I was just wrong because everything else seemed to work fine. Maybe it's 21 steps-ish. I love this little floating in the air thing. It's great. Okay, gotta do at least 22 steps. God, gotta do all that to change one step. Yep, that's my life. Damn. All right, he's... I guess I just forgot to reset the save. He's dead, I guess. So that's fine. Let's write that down. So this turns into run this direction. Fill out of stamina. Parry stop. Backstep. I guess. Roll this direction. Then just roll forward twice. No, change the camera. Swapped bow. Two-hand. Arrow turn, and this requires precision. Reset camera. Walk forward for 32. Then arrow turn this direction again. Walk forward again. 18. Arrow turn the opposite direction. Not the exact opposite, I suppose. Walk forward. 22 into, oh, whoops, this is supposed to be here as per the rules of my sanity. And go into this direction for 6, into straight for 5, into left for 3, into straight for 3, we'll just say, doesn't really matter, into, now we can steal, where do we get to in this last strat? 10, 3, 3, steal all of this. Run 38, walk 8, run 19, parry stop, Q, roll, turn, backstep 2, C, soul arrow, roll, walk E. Okay. That looks fine. Now, we do have to solve the door problem. I don't imagine it'll be a huge issue. And we also have to make sure this works. Blindfolded. I think to test, it would be best to reset my save. I'm unaware of if the doors are up in the save. I guess they are. So we'll try and get to the first door, I suppose. Okay. Sounded a little weird, but... Or didn't sound right, but sometimes footsteps don't sound right. Oh. I guess the doors are already open. But, okay, that worked first try, which, alright, let's try one more time. Shit. Okay, I screwed up a little bit there. Oh, because I didn't have the... Okay, I see. Shit. You ruined it. Alright, what the hell happened? Did I not turn? Because that's a thing that can happen. Okay. This is gonna die? What the hell? Oh, is this... Oh, wow. Okay, so the stream is just so long. Ah, shit. Okay. That's fine. That's a partially a mess up on my part, partially problematic. Um, I've never noticed that to happen before. It happened there. Hmm. Yeah, okay. So if I don't press the buttons precisely enough, the turn doesn't work. What about... That might be better. Maybe we can start doing that. The problem with that is sometimes this can mess up too, but it's all down to execution on this, so... Okay, so it's been a while since I've tested this method. So I might have the timings a bit off, but that's okay. I might die because of this, but it's fine. Okay, I might have screwed that up. I could not hear anything that time. It's really hard to tell what's going on, so I'm going to check just to make sure. But that's all up to me. Okay, we got there in the end anyways. Where the hell are my keys? Right. I want to... There we go. Okay. That's not good. Okay, what did I mess up there? That might have just been a stupid mistake. So we roll forward. We thought we tapped, and then we didn't hear anything, so we tapped again. We did hear something, so we should have moved in that direction. What the hell am I doing? Okay, yeah, that's just... I rolled an extra time because I forgot that I rolled, which kind of nuts, but okay, whatever. I don't have a good way to fix this if I do something like that stupid. If I quit out here, I'm going to be at the bottom of the top of the stairs, which is a weird sentence. Oh, apparently it'll just fix me exactly to where I was supposed to be anyways. So, don't know why it does that. Excellent. Shit. Okay, we'll assume that's fine. We'll drink for safety. It's working real nice. Real nice. Okay. So we can't be certain about our position right now because the roll didn't take us off the edge immediately, but everything else worked fine. So I assume we can just walk forward. I think it was 30 steps. Okay, and then we could either be on the right side, we can be on the left side, or we can be up on the stairs on the left side. Those are the ones we've encountered so far anyways. I'm not going to check right now. I'm just going to do the strats. "28 steps. Okay, so we were probably like right on the middle there when we dropped down. We'll assume it's fine, because that happened plenty of times before. And there we go. Now our strats aren't really locked in. I think it was like 14 steps after we quit out. And so we're not quitting out this time, so it's probably like 13 steps. Well, that's fine. And then... that's probably good. So, let's see. I should probably watch that back just to make sure that the whole Taurus stuff went as I thought it did. So we do all this. Either we get fog wall or we don't. Do all this. Arrow to dead. Okay. Wait, hold on a second. Was there any bits that needed changing? 22, 32, 18. Those are all fine right now. All right. See ya. This all seeming fine. So we got 33, roll 10, 2, walk 3, walk 28. We failed, didn't really matter. We walked forward a little bit just because. Rolled 6. Yeah, okay, I should just watch it. But we have door. I have to remember to backspace because anytime you open up a door with a key, you have to backspace to get rid of the dialog box, at least on PC. And then walk forward. 13, this is a question mark. Zoom. Walk to the left. Into fall. If no fall. Walk backwards into fall. Then beyond that, I honestly don't remember. Walk forward some amount. Into right some amount. Probably 2. We'll guess 4 here because it's probably something like that. Doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out. And then we turn around. Or sorry, we unzoom and turn around. And E to get on the ladder. Okay, so this is kind of working. We're going to need to fix the doors at some point, but we don't actually have them currently to fix. And I don't want to go and do all that work to get the doors back just to learn how to walk into a door for 2 seconds, open the door, walk through the door, and slightly adjust the strats based on that. It's just not really worth it. I'll just put a note on these. These stopped working because the 29 steps got us into a stuck that was not consistent, and everything from there was thrown off some, if not most of the time. Okay, that's for later. All right, it's almost midnight for me. I don't really have anything left to do tonight. Like, I could keep going a tiny little bit for 8 minutes, but it's like, what's the point? I'm going to take off. Thanks to everyone who showed up, supported, and enjoyed themselves. I'm going. See you later. I should be back tomorrow, probably. All right.